Hi there, I'm Robbie, one of the co-founders here at Sandra. I'm going to give you a very quick walkthrough here on Sandra. Um, an excellent tool that comes part of our service for you. The way I'd like you to think about Sandra is an AI brain based on all of the data that we are creating for you. So those conversations, hundreds and hundreds of conversations that we're having with your ICP, your ideal customer persona, are being analysed and put directly into Sandra. So you're getting objective feedback on everything that your customers are saying to us here in the Centrama team. So it's super, super powerful. There's lots of different use cases, right from board level reports. So Sandra is able to create a board level report for you and your board, to doing total addressable market analysis for your strategy. If you're a sales leader, obviously that's incredibly important. If you're a marketing leader as well, that's huge in terms of being able to see what's going on with your TAM, how they're responding, and what each of your ideal customer personas are saying in there. Now also the use cases are really excellent for your sales professionals, be that for your AEs or your closers. They will be able to use Sandra to understand how the CROs, for example, let's just say a chief revenue officer is your key person for the meetings coming ahead. They are able to ask Sandra, okay, I've got a meeting with a CRO at this company in 5 minutes, please help me prepare. And based on all of the other conversations we are having with CROs, Sandra is able to objectively prepare, get your AE set up for the potential objections coming in, get them set up with what they're actually going to be interested in, and so on and so forth. And this is all based on the actual data that we're doing, so it's super, super powerful. The other piece that's going to be very useful for you is not only board level, you've got your strategic angle here, you've got what the closers need or your salespeople need. You're also able to give this to the likes of your SDRs or your BDRs who are also maybe doing prospecting for you, or even if you're building other campaigns with your marketing units, you're able to ask Sandra around, okay, well, I'm going to have this meeting, or I want to go and target this prospect going forward. How do I build out that strategy? Okay, or if an SDR is about to get on the phone with a particular prospect or particular type of prospect for a day, it's going to be able to help them build the perfect script, the perfect way to handle objections, etc., etc. And this is all based on the hundreds of conversations that we're having for you on a monthly basis. So it's real deep data. It's the sort of insights you can only get by having those conversations. Okay, so let's jump straight in terms of how this works. You can see this is the ARM module of Sandra. So this is based on Centrama's prospecting. Obviously, we use our own methods to generate our own business. What you'll see here is my first question is asking a very high-level strategic question. What is my best ideal customer persona? You'll see Sandra here is then asking me who I am, first of all, so she can tailor my response. I'm the sales director here at Centrama. That's who I want to be acting as here. And Sandra's coming straight in to say, okay, that's perfect. Here is our best ICP. So sales leaders, obviously, our product is guaranteed sales meetings. So obviously sales leadership is going to be our best ICP. But what you can see here is Sandra's now starting to analyze based on the meetings that we've been booking for ourselves and based on the conversations that our team have been having. What are the best markets? What size companies are booking with us? The industries, the top 3 industries, the average deal size that's starting to come through. So this is the average deal size of our clients that they're telling us on the phones. And you're starting to see target personas, the pain points that all of the people are saying on the phones to us. Now remember that Sandra is analysing thousands of conversations on our behalf here. So of these personas, so the sales leaders within B2B SaaS, B2B cybersecurity, and B2B services, these are the top 4 pain points that they voice to us. Okay, that's aggregated over thousands of conversations, so it's super, super powerful data. Then we're starting to get whys, then we're starting to get winning messaging. I'm thinking, okay, this is very interesting. The next natural step is then helping me to create a demo sales pitch for a first meeting. So it's the first time we're meeting the CRO or VP of sales here. And I've asked Sandra to help me with the pain points and solutions based on what they are saying. So Sandra, I've now told Sandra I'm about to have a meeting with a CRO. Fantastic. Sandra is then pulling from all of the data and all the conversations that we are having with the CROs out there in this market and helping me with the likely pain points and solutions to what they're going to be asking me for, based on what all of the other CROs are saying in this space. So you'll see here, I'm getting opening hooks. I'm starting to get pain point discovery framework, so I can start actually qualifying and being a bit more of a consultative sell with the prospect. All the pain points are broken down here for me to work from. And I'm starting to get my key differentiators applied to this particular ICP. So you can obviously just pause here if you want to have a look at this in more detail. I'm starting to see proof points coming in as well. It's going to help me to get social proof when I'm on the call, and discovery questions to start asking. Here's the objection handling framework. So these are the likely objections that we're going to start getting, and how to close a meeting as well. So it's starting to give me that confidence that I need to go and pitch effectively. So I'm saying to Sandra, great, thanks for this. I've had the meeting, it went really well, and they've asked, so they, being the VP of Sales, has asked me to send them an email that they can forward on to their CEO, and I've also booked my next call with the VP of Sales for next Tuesday. Okay, great. So that's the natural step, right? That's a real life example. Most salespeople will do that. They'll be sending up a follow-up email, and if they're any good, they will have booked in another call to keep the pipeline running and keep the opportunity running. So Sandra's given me here a post-demo summary email that I can send over. I can use and tweak based on the conversations coming through, and some clear next steps as well. And then I've said, okay, great. Well, now prep me for the next sales call. So for next Tuesday's call with the second call here, it's going to give me here the call objectives, and it's going to start helping me think smart here around the VP of Sales, who's our champion, the CEO, who's the decision maker, and giving me a framework to help me make my second call successful. Okay, so you can see how Sandra's really starting to help me along the journey of the sales, from the meetings that have been booked by Centrama, of course, and helping me keep that deal velocity running as well. Now, the next step I've done, I've taken a step away now. Okay, that's great. That opportunity is now running. I now want Sandra to help me with my own SDR and BDR team in-house to create more meetings with that VP of Sales persona. Okay, so, Sandra's telling me that the VP of Sales is my highest ICP. We've obviously established which industries that's in on the chat earlier on. So I'm now saying, okay, that's great. I want to double down on that. And what Sandra's doing here is Sandra's using the information and all the conversations that Centrama are having and effectively building a playbook for your SDRs and your internal team to use based on what's working at Centrama. Okay, so you're able to start replicating top of funnel here. Now you could use this case for SDRs, you could use it for BDRs, you could use it for marketing, you could use it for your landing pages or any inbound efforts you're doing. But what you're seeing here is we're getting the target profile refinement coming in. Really important to understand your ideal customer persona. You're starting to see pain points and messaging frameworks coming through. Super helpful when you're starting to build out your marketing messaging or tweaking your marketing messaging. We're starting to see sequences if you want to do some outbound on email. You're starting to see sequences on LinkedIn, I'm sure, yep, here we go. And you're starting to see a cold calling framework as well. So all of the outbound engines you could use. Sandra is giving you objective information based on fact, based on what is working in Centrama to help you and your sales team move forward quicker. Okay. Obviously, if you want Centrama to use this information, which we will be on our side, you can ask us to leverage this as well. So really, really important. You know, a little bit of technical stuff here in terms of cadences and timings and success metrics that you want to be using. BANT and SPIN, qualification method. So we're going into proper detail here to generate more good quality top of funnel, middle of funnel meetings coming in. So I've now said to Sandra, that's great, but I really want to drill down onto the cold call framework and how do I use it with this ICP. So if you wanted to get your team to do some calling, you can start seeing here we're getting some really good information in terms of openers, depending on their requirements. So have they got capacity? There might be a pain point, particular opener, or maybe a direct value proposition, different SDRs, different salespeople working different ways. You're starting to see qualification, discovery questions, value prop, etc. Everything you would need to have a successful outbound sales call is going in here. So really, really powerful. I can keep talking here and keep probing. I'll just come back to Sandra. I'll just ask her one more question so you can see how it works. But ultimately, what you need to know here is Sandra is capable of helping you as your AI sales brain based on real life conversations with your ICP and with the people that you want to be talking to. The way I'd like you to think about Sandra is in a box working on the information that Sandra and Centrama are generating for you, and it's objective. There is no salesperson's license in this. There is no subjectivity. This is objective information for your team to leverage. Thanks for listening to this. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and hopefully you can leverage Sandra to the best of your ability. And of course, if you're signed up with us here at Centrama, please ask your customer success manager to help you make the most of Sandra, because it's a super powerful tool, and we really want you guys to make the most of it. Thanks a lot. See you soon.